What's up, YouTube? What is going on? Hey, this is for... We back, y'all. Let's see if we all the way back. This for everybody. God dang it. Come on, thing. This is why you do sound check and test everything first. You know, I'm going to jump in here and freestyle. I ain't played the bass in so long. Here we go, y'all. This is for all the new subscribers. How y'all doing? Damn, I'm tripping over the chord. This is music. Recording. Network. Hey.
Since you came to our channel, we'd like to thank you.
Since you came,
let us know where you're from.
Let me know where y'all from. Put it in the comments below to let me know.
Since you're coming to our channel to see what we do, let us know where you're from. Since you're coming to our channel, we do this for you.
Hey,
let us know where you're from. Please subscribe to our channel and party with us.
let's party.
Let us know where you're from.
Man, I had it on the wrong sound and everything. How y'all doing? What's going on? I'm back from ATL, and I just thought I'd play this bass guitar. I keep lying to myself and saying I'm a practice, man. I think I can pick it up and just do it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm rusty. So, word on the street is 50 Cent done more for Diddy's kids than Diddy. Let 50 Cent tell the story. Shout out to all the subscribers, man. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, man. I ain't think we gonna get this far. We about to hit 500,000 subscribers, man. Y'all help a brother out, man. Whew, God dang, boy. I swear to y'all, when I get on that plane, I'm running. I'm going to run from the airport to the fiance house. I'm going to be exercising. I'm going to download the Rocky song and everything, man. That don't make no sense. That I get so tired just by playing the bass guitar. I think I'm holding my breath when I play. Anyway, check this out. Diddy, time in prison takes a dark turn. I tried to tell y'all, I'm gonna keep saying it. 2030, that's when Diddy gonna be going home. 2030. I'm gonna keep saying that. Maybe I shouldn't say it because he might send somebody after me. 2031, you was right. Stab me with a fork. Baka, baka. Yeah. So anyway, 50 Cent says he did more for Diddy kids than Diddy did. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Whew, let me catch my breath and find the mouse. Give her a thumbs up. Yeah, teach your tails, y'all. Let's check it out.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Diddy, it seems like you are getting shaken down in prison. You're also having your rep. Listen. Diddy is at it again, and he wants us to know that he is now sitting free and clear, waiting for release. To which I said, does the jail system know about that? Does Trump know about that? But more importantly, the streets are saying that Diddy is walking a thin line, and he is worried about getting extorted or worse from the boys in prison, because all that glitz and glamour don't mean anything. And the longer he's there, the more people are starting to look at him like food. Also, They
Like
also
food.
did announce that 50 Cent's documentary is coming out on December 2nd. They said it is a hard editorial news-like look at Diddy's life and is not sensationalized. And guess what? 50 Cent actually came out and said, hold on, let's listen to it, okay?
About this long-standing feud that you've had with Sean Combs.
GMA Monday morning.
So what brought you to this project?
50 Cent on his highly anticipated new docuseries, Sean Combs, The Reckoning.
How did you go about getting the footage?
The Robin Roberts
Don't believe the
exclusive.
If
hype.
Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Monday morning.
Anyway,
I don't give a
so listen.
What he feels.
Sean Combs, first only on Good Morning America.
So 50 Cent wants us to know that he didn't do a hit piece against Diddy. This is going to be fair and accurate reporting. To which I say I welcome it, because anybody that really digs into Diddy's background, I mean, come on, it is what it is. But here's what 50 Cent had to say about the feud. He denied ever having a feud with Diddy. He said, "What feud? I put 2 of his kids in my scripted TV series. I just didn't like that he said fruity shit to me." He said, I just didn't like that he said fruity shit to me. And I think that's every man that didn't take the Diddy package, literally and figuratively. I think that's just what it is. Anyway, there's an interview on Good Morning America, December 1st, December 2nd. The documentary actually drops. Let me know if you guys want to have like a watch party or a review or a recap. I watch it and then y'all watch it. I think this is going to be a very good documentary. The other one that just happened, The Fall of Diddy, that was on HBO Max, that was really good too, because I don't know, I felt like they had like, I don't know, there was somebody in it I thought just sparkled on screen. But let's get into what's going on with Diddy in Fort Dix and the way they're saying that Diddy has to keep this narrative alive so he doesn't get shaken down, and make sure that everybody that's big dog in prison doesn't have a Merry Christmas on his dime. So listen, as you guys know, Diddy has been caught lying a number of times. His rep came out and said that he never drank, but his prison sentence got extended. His rep came out and said, oh no, the call he was making was completely legal, but there was some type of disciplinary action where he either got his phone privileges or his commissary privileges. It has been pretty much proven by the Bureau of Prisons that there is no way that he fed 1,000 inmates. Not only is it a gross distortion of prison policy, you can't do it. To admit you did it would get you solitary confinement. Why? Because even the warden, the correction officers, the COs, everybody would be in trouble for letting that happen. And the fact that Diddy is sitting there bragging about it, baby, the Department of Justice, the Bureau of Prisons, the warden has a boss. Everybody will be in trouble. And Diddy's money is not that long. Now Kevin, I actually was in the comments, had a good point.
Nah, what the problem is, his money ain't that long, but his brain is stupid. See, Diddy don't know how to do no real business. He don't know how to make no real music. Himself. He don't have no talent. His talent is doing negative things. He's good at doing bad things. He's so far down the bad line that when he think he doing good, you're still in the bad area. That's why you and your stupid lawyers don't know that 3-way phone calls is illegal in jail. We just called. We don't give a sugar who you called. What we care about is you broke the rules, lawyer. Aren't you a lawyer? You should know right from wrong. But the lawyers like the gray area of this world. That's what lawyers play around in. That's they mud bath.
Department of Justice, the Bureau of Prisons, the warden has a boss. Everybody will be in trouble. And Diddy's money is not that long. Now Kevin, I actually was in the comments, had a good point where he said, why would you do 1,000 for inmates, feed 1,000 inmates? Not that it's not a good thing, but because you could get in trouble, it's illegal. You're trying to get out for good behavior, and defying prison rules does not make good behavior. So why would you do all of that when you could just feed and film feeding 1,000 families in Harlem and giving them Thanksgiving meal? I think think I have an answer to that. Kevin, or Mr. Kevin, actually. I think the answer is Diddy is all hype, and he only cares about the headline. I think that if Diddy had fed 1,000 families in Harlem, he would have actually had to pay. He would have had to show. They would have done Instagram posts. It would have done more for his image to do that. But think about when Diddy was given scholarships. Could they pull out one kid that wrote a letter to the judge thanking Diddy for the scholarship and saying the way Diddy sent them to college changed their life? There wasn't one person. Why? Because Diddy was good with the headlines, but he never followed through on any of his promises. Diddy did not help the community as much, I believe, as much as he said he did.
Watch out there now.
Got him! Got him!
It ain't funny, but it is funny because I'm telling y'all, man, that school, he was a part of some type of school, and this school is falling down. They have financial problems. They're not graduating a lot of kids, all kinds of stuff. They done kicked him off the school board, whatever that means, right? Whatever you want to call it. And yeah, did he get out there and act like he doing something? How can you have, dude, shame on you. You are a selfish type person. How can you have millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, man? 400 million. And you can't figure out a way to take 100 million. Don't know why you need 4 of them, but you take 100 million and put together something that can kind of reproduce itself to help people. I don't care what it is. You could be making shoes or socks or something. Jesus Christ. There's some selfish people in this world, man, and this man is one of them.
Diddy was good with the headlines, but he never followed through on any of his promises. Diddy did not help the community as much, I believe, as much as he said he did. There wasn't one kid that got a scholarship that wrote a letter to the judge, testified, or even Diddy's attorneys could come and be like, look at this kid. There wasn't anything. Diddy only likes the headline. Just like he said he fed 1,000 inmates. The Bureau of Prisons is like, that never happened. He got the headline. Everybody thinks he's a good person. But if he had tried that same thing on the outside, it would have been like, who are these people? Are they posting online? Where did this happen? Again, Diddy just wants the headline. He never spent his money to invest in the community. And no, I don't care what anybody says. Diddy building himself a studio. When we all know the fact.
Dude, you feeding 1,000 inmates does not impress us, even if you did it. Even if you did it, that doesn't impress me. So you feeding 1,000 people who did wrong in the first place. That's how they got there. Just a dummy, man. How dumb is dumb? Boy, I would disown you, man, if you was my dad or something. I don't understand. Dad, you feeding a bunch of bad people, that's what jails are made for. Us real people out here, we don't care if they even eat. Can't you tell? They bread and water and what, peanut butter and jelly, whatever they eat, they long as they don't starve to death. Some of us don't care about that either. So you saying that you fed 1,000 people, that doesn't impress me at all.
He never spent his money to invest in the community. And no, I don't care what anybody says. Diddy building himself a studio. When we all know, the fact that we let Diddy rewrite history because he was a producer, where almost everybody that works with him has come out publicly and said that they were screwed over by the contracts. Diddy building himself a studio. Diddy throwing parties that benefited him. Diddy putting his kids in fresh to death. Like that's self-serving. There's not one thing that Diddy's people could come out and said he did that benefited anybody that was not related to him by blood or that he needed to do a business deal with. Anyway, right? So keep in mind as you do this, because again, Diddy is trying to run PR, but it's weird. Anyway, so Diddy now wants us to know that he paid his $500K and he now prepares for release. If you want to prepare for 2 years, okay, but what does it have to do with anything? Why are they trying to make it seem like Diddy is ready to be released any day now? They're saying because a lot of people are circling Diddy. A lot of people think that if they lean on him, they can have a very Merry Christmas for their family. And Diddy has to maintain the appearance that he is powerful. He got the president's ear, that he's connected. Yo, they gonna walk him out. When the truth of the matter is, think about it. And TMZ, we have seen all these photos of Diddy eating noodles, Diddy by the fence. I don't think that's TMZ being shady. I think Diddy is having photo shoots because he is obsessed with us thinking that he is having a good time in prison. And I don't care what you say, nobody has a good time in prison. I don't care. Especially not somebody as pampered and entitled as Diddy. Second of all, the Lady Douse protests too much. The fact that you are literally trying to let us know through pictures that you're happy, you're still running stuff. Remember that whole thing about in the chaplain's office where he had an assistant, a new Fonzor Bentley, handing him his jacket, handing him his headphones because he wants us to know he's still running stuff. The fact that he is doing so much to maintain an image that he's running stuff makes me think that the truth is something very, very different. Again, listen to this. Media Takeout can confirm that the music mogul has satisfied a major legal requirement tied to his federal conviction. According to his legal team, Diddy has now paid the full $500,000 in fines and court assessments required before any federal inmate can be released from custody. But this is what makes you think that you never believed the pardon thing. Because why'd you pay that if you think you're really going to get pardoned like you're telling everybody in prison? Why would you pay that $500,000 fee? Oh, that's right. Because it needs to be paid before they can even consider you actually getting an early appeal and getting out, okay? They also said his team confirms he's ready for release. Okay, and I'm ready to become a billionaire. You hear that? I'm ready to become a billionaire. Now what? They said Diddy's lawyer reached out directly to Media Takeout to verify the payment was made in full and process. With this hurdle clear, his team says that Diddy is now fully prepared to be released at the earliest possible opportunity under federal guidelines. So does that mean he doesn't plan to get his pardon anymore? They're saying while his official release date is currently listed at 2027, that number does not account for sentence reductions through good behavior and participation in rehabilitation programs. But it just got extended 30 days. I'm confused with his PR person. Like the fact that at this point we are all watching Diddy and his PR team lie in real time. Or as family spokesperson, what are you talking about? It was just extended. What good behavior? He hasn't even been there for one business month. And it got extended. Where is the good behavior? Oh, it's not over. They said sources familiar with the situation tell Media Takeout that Diddy's been consistently enrolled in federal programming and maintaining good conduct during his incarceration. Because of this, his projected release timeline has reportedly accelerated dramatically. So you just got your sentence extended. I mean, so basically everything that Diddy's team tells us is a lie because you just got your prison extended a month. You got some type of discipline for that mess you pulled on the phone. And now you're trying to say that your sentence has been greatly accelerated? Again, they said, we're told if everything continues as planned, Diddy could walk free as early as next spring. That's roughly 4 months ahead. Again, why is this important? I think Diddy has promised a lot of people jobs so they don't bully him. I think Diddy has promised a lot of people that when he gets out, he's going to look after them. And I think that's how Diddy is actually staying safe in jail. And I think that when those people figure out that Diddy is selling dreams and all these things are planted PR pieces, I think a lot of people are going to start leaning on Diddy because at the end of the day, without his bodyguards and without a woman for him to beat down, Diddy is a very well, he's an individual that he's not, his own sheer strength is not enough to go against the mofos that are actually in prison. Again, Diddy is a very weak man when he doesn't have bodyguards and people and minions to do his bidding, whatever it is. And once you have to stand on your own, well, maybe Diddy stops being Diddy and he turns into that same kid that Tim Patterson, his childhood friend that lived with him, said he was a skinny kid who dressed nice but was bullied by everyone because they could smell the weakness on him. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's just weird the way Diddy is so adamant to make everybody believe in prison that he is going to be walking away in a few months, and he'll be able to make good on all those promises that the street says he's been making. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about all of it. Maybe I'm wrong about all of it. Maybe Trump will pardon Diddy, and maybe Diddy really is running things in Fort Dix. Hard to believe, but maybe. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Most definitely. Check this out, man. We got one more we're going to do real quick. Also, wait a minute. Somebody sent me this picture right here. Let me see if I can pull it up. I know, I'm thinking, dude, this got to be AI. They got the TMZ fake me out logo that's closed out a little bit, and then you got this dude. That's AI, man. I don't even think they got a basketball court like that where Diddy's at now. You know, and the other dude looked like Meek Mills a little bit. But that's funny right there. I thought I'd show this to y'all. I saw it on Facebook also, man. But anyway, check this out, man. Look at my Lord. This is my Lord.
Girl, is it bad that I never met?
That's my little niece in the Philippines, y'all. Spoiling her to death. I'm getting in trouble by spoiling her. Anyway, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Check this out. Prison experts say Diddy lied. Prison expert says that Diddy lied about the whole Thanksgiving story. Breakdown why it never happened. Lord have mercy.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all
What's
doing
up?
today? Well, if
Teach
you
and tell.
are Sean Diddy Combs, you are still sitting there lying, making up stories. Once again, I will say this. Diddy spent his whole life, in my opinion, being a pathological liar, okay? All these scholarships he gave out, where are they? All this good he did in the community, where is it? Besides giving out free turkeys with Young Miami trailing after him while he was free, what exactly did he do? Well, it looks like his tall tales have followed him to Fort Dix, and people are calling cap, and the federal government is calling cap on Diddy's assertion that he not only bankroll funded, but fed over 1,000 inmates. Again, let me just say this before we get into the reasons why, right? To me, Diddy is a pathological liar. He might actually be a narcissist. And narcissists get away with a lot when no one's watching. But now that literally Diddy is in a real life, all eyes on you situation, how are you still lying? And how are you expecting to get away with it? At least, how are you expecting to get away with it when I'm here? Listen, this is number 2,853, never to believe a word that comes out of Diddy's family spokesperson's mouth. He is still trying to run PR. He's still trying to look like this benevolent, caring person. And people are calling him out on his Thanksgiving lie. They said not only did he not feed those inmates, but it was logistically impossible to do what he said. And his representative, which Judah, whatever, whenever we meet them, first they said Diddy wasn't caught drinking, then his thing got extended. Then he said, oh no, he was talking to his lawyers. No, he was talking to family members. And something happened with his phone privileges, and something happened with Diddy's commissary privileges too. Now they come out with this story planted in TMZ, not a real magazine, because no one else can verify this. CBS News, you know what to do, but planted in TMZ to make and rehab his image like he's doing so much to take our minds off of what happened with the drinking incident, and we find out that's all a lie. I said this once and I said it again. If I see why Diddy is thinking about giving away his last penny for a pardon, because if Diddy can get out, at a pardon, that's his best bet. Because if he is let out early on work release, house arrest, I don't know, he is surviving those 5 years probation. I just don't see how. So listen to this, why they said this, all right? And this comes directly from somebody that has innate knowledge into not just federal prisons, but Fort Dix, okay? They're saying that there's a lot of reason to doubt what Diddy said. Federal prisons operate under extremely strict rules regarding food handling, sanitation, and inmate organization. 1, contraband and food preparation. I know you're gonna be like, Tisa, but whatever, they be cooking whatever. I know, but nothing as wide scale as literally distributing dinner to all 1,000 inmates at the same time. Listen. Inmates are generally forbidden from preparing large organized meals using tools or ingredients outside of the controlled kitchen environment. The articles reporting this event often mention that the inmates purchase ingredients from the commissary and use makeshift tools like ID cards as cutters to prepare the food over 2 days. This scale of communal, unsupervised cooking, this is for 1,000 people, is highly likely to be considered a serious violation of rules regarding sanitation, fire hazard, and unauthorized organization. Now, here's the thing. You can say that Diddy might have money and he got guards in his pocket and the prison in his pocket, which I think is what he's trying to imply, because Diddy has this pathological need to be running everything. But let me just say this. The POs that turned Diddy in, that got him 30 extra days, that took away some of his privileges, baby, they own his ASS, belt to ASS, right? So it leads me to believe that somebody in there don't like you. And the thing is, Diddy literally, and for Diddy to publicly come and take credit for this, like, yeah, I did it, it was me, it's such a severe violation on such a large scale. Diddy would either be in trouble, be in the hole for solitary confinement, because the fact that not only would they allow this, but they would allow him to put public press releases out, he would get extended jail time, and he would be in deep trouble for publicly, flagrantly breaking the rules. They also was like distributing food to 1,000 inmates across every housing unit requires a complex operation that must be officially sanctioned, supervised, and staffed by correctional officers. Allowing a large-scale inmate-led distribution to circumvent the standard chow hall process would compromise institutional security and control, which correctional staff are typically unwilling to permit. And while an inmate can spend money from the commissary account, the purchasing of bulk ingredients necessary to feed 1,000 people would likely be scrutinized. As a matter of fact, each inmate has a cap on how much money they can spend a month at the commissary, okay? I think it's like $250. And I didn't know this. This is actually really sad. They actually increased the prices of food in the commissary. So if a bag of chips outside is $1.39, it's like $7 in the commissary. They charge the inmates out, which they really need to stop. I mean, not for Diddy, but for all the other inmates, it's too much, right? They said the movement and storage of such a massive amount of commissary inventory would be extremely difficult to conceal from staff. They went on to say, more importantly, right, the one reason why they're like, Diddy has to be lying, this couldn't have happened, is because the Bureau of Prisons, Diddy might be able to buy into them, but they're still under the feds. They still have a bigger watchdog. Listen to this. The Federal Bureau of Prisons and the Department of Justice have strict oversight. Failure of the SOPs, that's the staff of prisons. Every prison has a detailed standard operation procedures for food handling, sanitation, security, and distribution of any item, especially food. An unsanctioned event of this magnitude will represent a clear failure of following SOPs by the supervising officers, the lieutenant, and more importantly, the warden. Allowing inmates to coordinate an event that requires purchasing bulk ingredients, cooking for 1,000 people, and distributing it to every housing unit suggests either gross negligence or potential corruption on the part of the staff. Both are grounds for immediate, and this is for the whole jail, everybody that works there, administrative action, termination, and potentially criminal investigation by the DOJ's Office of Inspector General, the OIG. And the unauthorized large-scale organization of any activity, especially one involving distributing food or items across the facility, is a major security risk. It creates an opportunity for contraband movement, drugs, weapons, God knows what else. And that that is exactly what the prison system is designed to admit. They also said that the personal and supervisor liability. Individual officers would be at fault. Correctional officers and their supervisors can be held personally liable in civil court under the Bivens lawsuit and subject to internal investigation for negligent performance of duties and operational errors. Permitting a breach of security and sanitation of this scale falls directly into this category. And the wardens and administration. The warden and associate wardens are responsible for the entire institution. If an OIG inspection found such a massive breach, their careers will be jeopardized. The Federal Prison Oversight Act has increased the pressure on administrators by requiring regular public risk scoring and inspection of federal facilities, okay? One more thing. Anyway, the Bureau of Prison experts and the legal experts says it is highly improbable that a Bureau of Prison official would risk their entire career, potential legal action, and a criminal investigation to allow a celebrity inmate to flex by organizing an event that violates core security and sanitation procedures, okay? Again, and they said on top of that, many other reports confirmed that Fort Dix were served, all the prisoners were served the standard Bureau of Prison Thanksgiving meal, which includes choices like roast turkey or soy chicken, cornbread dressing, and holiday dessert. The existence of a standard official meal further undermines the idea that a separate, massive, unsanctioned feast was allowed to take place concurrently over the entire prison for every single inmate. But they said once more, Diddy is literally, his arms are too short to box with God. Because they said the most important thing is, with Diddy publicly taking credit for this, if it's true, it guarantees a disciplinary action for breaking all the rules. They said federal inmates must display exemplary compliance with institutional disciplinary rules to maintain their privileges and earn time off their sentence. By publicly taking credit for an unsanctioned large-scale event, Diddy will be providing the Bureau of Prisons with all the evidence they need for disciplinary infractions, which could lead to more loss of good conduct time. This is the most serious consequence. He's already been faced with those 30 days extra. Losing good conduct time or time credits earned under the First Step Act, the FSA, means he would have to serve a longer sentence. It also would result in loss of privilege. He would lose access to commissary funds, phone access, which he's reportedly already faced discipline for, and visitation rights. For severe infractions such as this, related to organization and security risks, an inmate can be placed in a disciplinary segregation or the whole solitary confinement. And it compromises his legal standing. Publicly boasting about flouting prison rules undermines any future appeals or requests for early release, as it shows a disregard for authority and a lack of institutional rehabilitation. It is undermining his own legal strategy, which is why myself and a bunch of people feel that Diddy is a liar. And at this point, it's becoming pathological. Why can't you just the fact is with Diddy's so stupid and his ego so big, you'd be better off just putting your head down, letting people think you crying in your cot at night, and just serving your time quietly and getting out whenever you can, whether that's early or not. By doing all this stuff and being exposed as a liar, he looks even more psychopathic than he did at the trial. Like, there's something wrong with that man. Again, you got to look at the bigger picture of Diddy's trial. He's trying to get his release date pushed up through good behavior and participation in programs like the chaplain assistant role he reportedly has, which they also said the chaplain doesn't have an assistant. He just got people working in his office. Again, it is pathological Diddy's need to boast and pluck his feathers for what he does. They said organizing a secret feast will be seen as charitable, sure, on the outside, and it's viewed as an act of defiance and unauthorized organization inside. Taking public credit for this while simultaneously working to earn early release through good behavior is a profound contradiction. Now, I know there's going to be some dummies being like, no, what are you talking about? Diddy got things on lock. His money can buy everything. His money cannot buy the warden. And even if he can buy the warden, can't buy the Department of Justice or the Southern District of New York or the warden's boss. Again, this is a grand scale. This is like hearing Diddy threw a rave at the prison. I know it's Thanksgiving, googie googie gaga, but if he threw a rave, he would be in a party. He would be in the same amount of trouble. All right. Again, they're saying, listen, if the event happened, it must have been very, very exaggerated. Maybe it was a really, really small, less organized, and it was done with tacit, unofficial approval of low-level officers who would never admit it publicly, then widely inflated by his PR team to maximize the positive coverage, all right? And I think his PR goal outweighed the risk. His team believed the public image repair was so crucial that they were willing to risk the inevitable disciplinary action, which they could then frame as him being punished for his generosity. I don't think this happened. If it did happen, it probably happened on such a small scale. Maybe like, I don't know, the gang members and Diddy had like the Last Supper. I don't know, but whatever it is. And that way, I guess he wouldn't look like a liar. Because when people are like, what you mean he fed everybody? Diddy could be like, yo, I don't know how that got out. You know, I just did with me and my friends. Yeah, we know how it got out. You are a liar. And not only that, you are trying to stand on the backs of people that are quietly doing their time and repaying their debt to society. Diddy is, what is the word? Pathetic. But there's something, mark my words, he's not going to last on probation. There is something seriously wrong with that man. And maybe you do got to be something really wrong with you to really rise to the height of a billionaire, but there's something wrong with him. It's pathological. I don't know. That's my opinion. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. But anyway, the takeaway is Diddy is a liar. Anyway, bye.
The takeaway is Diddy is a liar. Yeah, Diddy want to look good, but he don't want to do good. That's the whole thing, man. That's crazy. And his lawyers, too. Oh, Yana. Yeah. Oh, my God. Look here, man. I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Hey, y'all take it light, take it slow. Y'all tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.